All right, now that you know what an inequality is, I want to teach you a few rules about solving and graphing an inequality. So the first one we're going to do is going to involve both rules that you need to know. We're going to start out with negative 7v plus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 79. So I'm going to solve this just like a two-step equation. Subtract 5 from both sides. And on this side, I have negative 7v greater than or less than, greater than or and equal to negative 84. Now I'm going to do the opposite of what's happening to the variable. Right now the variable is being multiplied by negative 7, so I'm going to divide by negative 7. And I end up with v and then the inequality, and a negative divided by negative is a positive. 84 divided by 7 is 12. Now, this is an important rule. If I multiply or divide by negative, then I need to flip the sign. I have a separate video that's going to help you guys understand why, but here is a huge rule you need to know. If you multiply, and notice I'm not talking about adding or subtracting a negative. I'm only talking about multiplying or divide the variable by a negative, you have to flip the sign. What do I mean by flipping the sign? Instead of the variable being greater than or equal to, now the variable is going to be less than or equal to 12. The next example I will show you is n plus 3 divided by 2 is greater than negative 2. So I multiply both sides times 2, and I'm left with n plus 3 is greater than negative 4. Now all I have is the constant to take care of because I'm trying to get n by itself. So I subtract 3 on both sides. I am not multiplying or dividing by 3. I'm not multiplying the variable by 3. I'm not dividing the variable by 3. I'm just subtracting 3. So I end up with n greater than negative 7, because a negative 4 and a negative 3 on the number line will get me to negative 7. Okay, let's talk about graphing these. Notice that this one is less than or equal to, and this one is just less than. So the second rule is if you have less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, then when you graph it, fill in the circle, and I'll show you what I mean. When you graph it, fill in the circle. So when you create this circle, you are going to shade in the circle. But on the other hand, if you have less than or greater than, and there is not an equal to, do not fill in the circle. All right, so let me show you how to graph this one. You have the variable v is less than or equal to 12. So let's put 0 and 12 on the number line. Okay, so it's less than or equal to 12. So we are going to put the circle at 12. Since it's less than or equal to, we are going to shade it in. Now the variable is less than or equal to. So that means it can be, the variable can be 11, the variable can be 2. It can be anything that is less than or equal to 12. So I'm including 12, and I'm going to shade in to illustrate that the variable can be anything less than or equal to 12. And then let's fill in this one. So I have that n is greater than -7. So let's put 0 on here, and let's put -7. Notice it's not equal to, so I'm not going to include -7 because it can't be equal to -7, so I will not shade it in. But n can be anything greater than -7. So I'm going to shade in anything greater than -7 because n could be -5. That would be greater than -7. N could be 12 because that would be greater than -7.